Joey Burrow and these boys, they don't even know what they don't know. It honestly, once you get here and you see the circus and all the bullshit, and I guess they haven't really had to go through it, they're going to be isolated from it. But that is something that I don't think you fully grasp as a young, and just how grand the Super Bowl actually is. This is massive. Los Angeles makes it as such. How do you think they're going to kind of keep the boys away from that? Or you just going to have to address it head on, do you think?
No, I saw them riding around on scooters. You know, when they first got here, I'm thinking, I don't think I want to lose one of my guys. You know, on Tuesday on one of these, birds or whatever those things are. But I think you said it best. They don't know what they don't know. So they're so young and they're so dynamic, and they've got this unbelievable quarterback at the helm, and Joey B, Mr. Cool. I think they're going to be fine, and because I think Zach Taylor, the head coach, is the same way. They've got a ton of experience on that coaching staff. Really good football team. So would I be shocked if they came here and pulled this thing out and beat the Rams? No.
McVay got his ass beat the last time he was in the Super Bowl by Bill Belichick. And I think he's actually openly said that. Is there something too, Coach? And obviously me and AJ know this is a yes. But whenever you dissect it, is there something too, like in big moments, like kind of getting either having an off game or being a little tighter than you would expect? And do you think that helps McVay and the Rams because they've been there and lost in a situation, or you think that helps Zach Taylor because he's never been, or hurts Zach Taylor because he's never been in the Super Bowl? He has no idea that his entire legacy is going to be defined on how he coaches for the next 60 minutes. Do you think that's something that can happen, and who do you think it benefits more? Sean, he's been there, or Zach, he's never been there?
No, it can happen.
Yeah?
You can. I mean, going to play Foxborough AFC Championship game, once in Baltimore, once in Indy. No, you can you can blow it up and make it more than it is, and get overwhelmed and get caught up in all the hoopla and this, that, and the other, and forget about, hey, it's, again, just what we do between the white lines when they kick the thing off. But I think McVay, having been there, he's got the experience. But again, I just think Zach is a smart guy and a really good football coach, and I don't think he'll be overwhelmed with it, and I don't think his players will. The initial stuff, but again, once the thing's kicked off, as you know, AJ knows playing, it's just play ball, and you get caught up in the whole deal, and you really don't have time to figure that stuff out.
Go ahead, AJ.
With the 2 weeks leading up to it, to the Super Bowl, like as a coach and coaching big games like that, how do you not have the whole paralysis by analysis where you have so much time and you want to make sure you do, okay, let's open up a few new things we may have been holding on to or whatever. How, as coaching staffs, like how do they work through that to where we don't make this more than it really is? Yeah,
great question, because that's, very easy to do. And you can overthink the thing and think, hey, we got to do, it's the Super Bowl, we've got to do this, that, and the other to try to, get after this team. But that's the worst thing you can do. You got to just be who you are.
You're there for a reason, right?
No,
there's a reason you're
just
there.
do what you did.
Yeah.
We always talked about do simple better. They've got good players, and what they've done to get here is going to be good enough. It's the team that comes in here and executes, take care of the football, plays great situational football, and doesn't go in and saying, hey, here's a whole new blitz package, here's a new coverage scheme, here's all these disguises. We used to get ready to play Tom Brady, and we would go into that week saying, hey, we got to change all our signals on defense. All the coverage says this was box, that was quarters, how to play a bunch route, and so forth. And we'd go in there, and the players are like looking at us like Ed Reed and Ray, and those. They're like, you guys are nuts. What are we doing? So by Friday, everything that we changed, we go back and get the old ones, and we're like, okay, F it. This is
that happens
bullshit.
Everywhere, by the way.
This is on me. I apologize. We wasted all this time on just that simple part of it. So yeah, you don't want to do that. You just go in and trust and rely on your fundamentals, your technique, and everything that got you to this point.
So whenever you think about that big game and changing everything, the Seattle Seahawks, Legion of Boom, they had 2 weeks to prepare for Peyton. And I don't know if Peyton didn't change his signals, but it seemed like the Seattle Seahawks only worked on the signals for 2 weeks. And they had an incredibly, obviously, a great Legion of Boom back there. Everybody was on the same page. And immediately from like the first snap, it felt like, oh, this defense is going to dominate this game, and they did that. Do you see that happening with this Rams team maybe? Do you think this Rams team, this Rams defense, I mean, you've been around defense a long time. They got dudes everywhere. At every level, they got dudes. And everybody's talking about the offensive line for the Bengals. If you're that Rams defensive coordinator, you got to be thinking to yourself, hey, we can win this goddamn game ourselves, right? That's kind of the mindset you got to have going in there, you think?
Yeah, and you don't have to rush any more than 4 dudes. And if you want to sprinkle in a 3-man rush and drop.
How do you like this new defense style where everybody's just like, hey, we're dropping into a shell, basically? Do you like it or hate it?
Well, I think it just depends on who you're playing and what you have to defend. Bengals have so much firepower. That 3-headed monster at wide receiver, the runner, the quarterback. So if you can rush 4, which LA certainly can with Aaron and Leonard Floyd and Von Miller, and deploy 7 into coverage and play man, mix in some zone, roll the coverage to whoever, take away Jamar. I mean, they can get after you with 4. So if they want to mix in a pressure, they can mix in a pressure, but they don't have to.
Hey, Bill Belichick, they say he always takes away your best weapon. Now, is the best way to take away the best weapon put your dude on their dude, or do you put your dude on their second dude and double their dude? So now you have basically your best guy on their second option, then you got 2 guys on the main guy. Is that what Bill Belichick does? And is that what everybody does?
So, like when
everybody's saying Jamar and Jalen, that's not going to happen.
When he had his dude, if it was Bill, I think, we've seen it certainly where we go up there and TY, you're not catching anything, and he doesn't.
Is that a dude, or is it because of 2 people, because of coverage?
So it's a mix. I think it's a mix. You put your best guy on it. Stephon Gilmore, I think, was that dude. Put him on him. So you put Ramsey, on Jamar. And then what you do is whoever your number 2 is, you put him, on the other dude, and then you can lean the safety over that way. Or you can switch it up, and put Jamar or put Jalen on the dude, and put the safety over the top and leave everybody else on an island. Somebody's going to have a hard down. Somebody's going to have a hard down.
What do you mean, defense side or offense?
Either one, but defensively, somebody's going to have a hard down, and Jalen's going to be one-on-one, and he's going to have some hard downs. Now, he's the best, cover corner in the league right now.
What do you mean by hard down? Probably coming after him, going to have to make a play.
You got to wear the hat, meaning it's just you and him, and you got to defend that dude, and you got no help, no safety help, no nothing. You got the whole field basically to defend.
Because we have 10 other guys doing something vastly different than what you're doing right now.
Yeah, so like a post safety, like if he's going to take away Jamar, then they're going to take the safety and lean him over, the other dudes. And you got the whole field to cover. So they got one, middle of the field over here, and it's just you and that dude. So
and
it's
why
a hard down.
Revis and them is such a valuable thing, because 10 guys can play their own defense, and then Revis just does his own thing.
Absolutely. It's like the offensive line for Cincinnati. They're not going to be able to keep 7 in all the time for protection. They're going to need to chip and bam, a pass rusher, this, that, and the other. But some downs, they're going to get 5 out, and those tackles are going to be on their own. They're going to be on an island.
But,
you have to win. That's the funny thing. You got to find where that matchup is, though. Who is going to win their matchup? If our main guy's getting doubled, how do we know who steps up? That's another thing also with all this time. And I'm curious. When you're a defensive coach and you're trying to take away, what if they have what if you have 3 or 4 weapons? We can't point to one exact dude. How do you cover everything when they kind of do everything well?
So that's when we're saying you have the hard down. So on this down and distance, in this front and this coverage, this guy's getting taken out, and the rest of you dudes, good luck.
Have fun.
Yeah,
it's like playing cover 0, but you don't have everyone blitzing. You have a lot of time to cover for, probably.
Yeah, if you're going to go 0, you better have if they leave a tight end in. So what they'll do is they're going to see
Uzama.
They're going to keep in the backfield, and it's 7-man protection. And if you don't bring the other guy down, they did it to Kansas City. It's 3rd and a million, right?
Yeah.
And they got Jamar one-on-one with the corner on 3rd and 27, 3rd and 28 or whatever, and it was cover 0, but they left Tyron in the middle of the field, and he had the tight end. But the tight end stayed in the block. So they had 7 for 7. So you didn't have an outnumber. You didn't have a free runner to go add on that thing. So he had time to get in the pocket, drift a little bit, drift away from the pressure, and throw that ball over the top. But if you're going to do that, then you get in a picket fence, and you got 3 guys there, and you have to add the other blitzer. So when the tight end blocks, you
pressure on the quarterback.
Got to have a free runner.
You trigger, and you get the free runner, because that guy can't block too.
Without the free runner, you can't win.
Yeah, because the free runner is making the quarterback get antsy and make a decision before he has to. And Joe Burrow,
throw under duress.
Yeah, but Joe, I think what's been so impressive, he is cerebral. That dude diagnoses before the snap, right?
Big brain.
Big brain. Yeah, big brain on him.